the same aspirations, but he was just getting his commercial and instrument license. As of this point, I think that the Coast Guard is still looking for him. I don't have any other information beyond that. Questions?
Was the female flying the plane?
That's hard to say because in the instructional paradigm, they will be switching off and showing this, that, and the other. So we use the command, your controls, my controls. So it is a common switch back and forth in the instructional paradigm.
Do you know how many hours the student had, flight hours?
Well, he was going to be a little bit short of 250 because that's what it requires for a commercial license, and that's what he was working on. So I'm not exactly sure what amount that he had over about 100.
Was there any type of distress call?
There was no. We talked to the tower. I don't think they ever talked to the New Orleans tower. So there was no distress call on either one, either approach or the tower frequency, from what I understand. We're still trying to get information from the Gulfport approach control, but the tower did give us the information that they had not talked to him.
And the student was male, you say?
Yes.
And can you give us their ages by any chance?
Mid-20s.
Both of them?
What kind of challenges does Lake Pontchartrain present, especially flying at that time, and depending on what?
Well, they were doing instrument training, so the weather was a little bit marginal that night. But in any flying over water, it presents additional challenges because you don't have clear horizons. If y'all all remember the JFK crash and when it happened in Martha's Vineyard, the same thing. You get vertigo, and they call it, the death spiral. So, I'm not sure that's not exactly what happened here, but the challenges of flying over water at night, and especially in marginal weather, do present a lot of challenges to the instrument pilot.
When you say marginal weather, what was the weather doing?
We call instrument meteorological conditions anything below 1,000 feet and 3 miles. So it was above that, so it wasn't technically instrument. I think they were calling the weather 800 scattered over there at that point.
What does that mean?
Scattered, broken, overcast. Clear, there's four cloud layers is what they kind of utilize. So, but that was what was at the airport. We're not sure of what was going on, on 5 Mile Final, because the last time that they were heard from, they were on the extended center line for runway 18 at Lakefront, and about 5 miles out is when they lost contact.
The Coast Guard said 4. Are you sure? Are we going with 5 now?
I was looking at some of the apps last night, so mine is not exact. I would absolutely take the Coast Guard's word over mine, because there really is no scale on that app that I was using, FlightAware. Some of you may use that app in tracking your airlines.
I know at this time you're not ready to release the victims' names at this point.
I don't think that's.
You said, I understand that. What I was going to ask you is, you said that you were out there with the family. Was that the family of the pilot? And
I heard about. I was actually. Captain Alice Furr and I were coming in on another flight last night about the same time that this flight was leaving, and we spoke. And so I had got home about 30 minutes later, 45 minutes later, and got a phone call. So I immediately came back out and flew over to New Orleans to see if there was anything I could do, and I remained there till about 1 a.m. Through all the search and rescue
But were
efforts.
you with the pilot's family, or were you with the student's family?
I contacted them both. The pilot's family said, I'm on the way to, this instructor's family said, I'm on the way to, I will meet you there. To the student's family, I said, I'll keep you updated. She said, that's fine. I got her in touch with the Coast Guard commander that was that was running the operation so that she could have real time updates as well.
I can only imagine, you know, the heartbreak that those families are going through.
It's
as-
unbelievable.
Can you share any insight on just, you know, what they're going through? And at that time, I'm sure you're trying to give them a little comfort and hope.
Well, we were trying to maintain hope as long as possible, and even up until the last minute, because had they gone in controlled, the airplane would float. And you get out a lot of times in a fixed gear airplane, it will flip over and on the back, but the wings will float for a significant period of time. So you crawl out and sit on the wings. But after the first search grid, the 3 hours with the Black Hawk out there, we were starting to lose hope fast because they didn't see any airplane, and if it was floating, it would have been obvious. So the fact that they went through one search grid and didn't see anything, all hopes were starting to diminish. And the parents of the instructor, whose father is also a pilot, by the way, but and he kind of knew the reality of what was going on, but I think they were still pretty much in shock, as we all were. But it was an unbelievable tragedy. I've been instructing for 46 years. I've never had this as my first. So it's hitting me pretty hard too, as long as the rest of the employees here at Apollo and Millionaire, because both individuals were very well liked, and so we're devastated.
When you say it's your first, is that your first
First
fatality or crash?
First incident of any kind.
And how
Even even an aircraft wing ding.
Well, so how long has Apollo been around? You said 20 years for Apollo.
Well, Apollo Aviation has been around since the late '80s, and then in 2010 I bought it and changed the name. So I was actually doing some instructing for them back around Katrina. And I bought it in 2010 and changed the name to Apollo Flight Training and Aircraft Management. So it has been mine since 2010, but it has been in operation substantially longer.
And you say you've been a pilot for 40 years?
46 years, professional pilot.
You don't look old enough for that. Okay.
Well, I appreciate that. But yes, it's kind of the family business. Both my mom and dad were pilots, and my sister's a pilot. And so that's kind of how it went.
Are you able to confirm that the instructor joined your company in June 2024?
That sounds about right. I don't have my records in front of me, but that sounds about right.
We heard reports that a seat cushion from the aircraft was found in Lake Pontchartrain. Were there any other parts that we have confirmed from that aircraft that have been found?
I don't feel comfortable releasing those at this point in time, but I can confirm that there were other parts that were pretty much unique to our airplane.
And is that like a matching of serial numbers? How do you go about determining?
Well, it's not serial numbers per se. It's just interiors and this type of tough stuff, wing parts, the way they were painted, interior designs, and that kind of stuff. I'm assuming on recovery they will be able to get, because I think they narrowed the spot down significantly right there at the last at around 12:30 this morning. So I have high hopes that they will be recovering the airplane. It's not going to be intact at all because the impact was very, very violent. Looking at the pictures that I did see, so the impact was very, very violent. This is why I said we really don't know what happens. Airplanes just don't fall out of the sky.
Can you explain the aircraft, the seats on the plane, engine? So what type of aircraft it was? Can you just?
It's a Cessna 172N model. We've got about 3 more of them out here. If you want to take a look at it, but it's a single engine 4-seater trainer. It's probably the best trainer from my perspective that was ever built, the Cessna 172.
We're hearing that a large debris field was found today. Can you elaborate
I think I have not talked to the Coast Guard commander yet, but it was a little bit larger. They found some more stuff this morning, in addition to what they found and had on the boats last night. So, but that is after 12 hours of currents. Okay, so, but so I think where they pinpointed the stuff last night is going to be a better search area. Again, I don't know about how their search patterns work and how they do stuff, but I think they got a fairly good estimate of where the airplane went in, but it pretty much disintegrated upon impact.
Any idea when the NTSB or FAA their investigators will arrive on scene?
They're waiting for recovery. I've talked to both of them this morning. So they really can't start anything until the recovery process is complete. So we had a three-way conversation, the FAA, the NTSB, and the commander for the search efforts, now recovery efforts, I assume, this morning. So they have all the information, and they're just waiting for the Coast Guard commander to say, okay, we're gonna be pulling this stuff out, and then y'all can have it.
Can you tell us if the two individuals that were on the plane were from South Mississippi or the Mississippi coast?
I cannot. Yeah, I cannot. I'm sorry.
How old was the plane? Newer, older?
No, all of the airplanes out there are late 70s and early 80 model, but that really doesn't give any indication, because the airplanes are zero timed because of the engines and the inspections they do. So I mean, they got airplanes from the 40s out there flying. In the civilian aviation world, as long as they are maintained according to the regulations, specifically 91-409 A and B, and then Appendix 43 of the Federal Aviation Regulations, they are completely airworthy. So maintenance, I don't think, is going to be an issue on this. And again, the way the airplane, the characteristics in the preliminary data, I don't think it's going to be a maintenance issue.
How many hours did the plane have?
I think the airplane has about 13,000 on it, if I'm not mistaken. I got 4 of them out there. I'd have to go to the logbooks, but they're all around.
And it doesn't matter as long as it's well maintained.
They go through that regulation that I was stating to you. The airplanes go through an inspection every 100 hours, and a larger inspection on an annual basis. And the engines are usually replaced every 200, completely replaced with an overhaul from the manufacturer, Continental and Lycoming, every about 2,200 hours or so.
What would you want people at home to know about the instructor as well as the student? If you wanted, one takeaway.
Well, I am not going to get into giving accolades or anything else for the individuals, because I'm not going to give any information into their identities at this point in time. What I will tell you is that here at Apollo, which does include Millionaire, we are a very, very tight-knit family, and this is a huge loss for us. So, if any other questions, I've given you pretty much everything that I know at this point in time. I texted the watch commander, the commander for the Coast Guard, right before I came in, and I haven't gotten any updates. I am actually heading to New Orleans right now, back to be present over there for a little while and see what's going on. But you've got everything that I know, and except for the names, and I apologize for that. I'm sure they will come out at some point in time, but I don't feel that it's appropriate for me to be the one to release them.
You're heading to the Lakefront Airport?
I am. Left there at 1 o'clock this morning. I'm going back now.
Are you doing another news conference there as well?
I really didn't want to, and I don't think I am. There was a couple of New Orleans reporters that called, because like I said, I appreciate everybody's interest in this, and I know that aviation mishaps are highly visible, and And I appreciate all the phone calls this morning and the concern, but it got to be a little bit overwhelming, so that's why I just decided to tell everybody I'll speak to y'all at one time at 1 o'clock. So I'm not planning on doing anything over there. So,
I just wanted to make sure for planning purposes.
not to say that it's not gonna happen. I don't know if somebody shows up, because like I said, I don't want to cut the media out, and I certainly want the community to know as much as possible, and I still want to promote and tell them that aviation is the safest way to travel. I'm not sure what goes on here, but there's accidents in every mode of transportation, and the FAA and the NTSB will get to the bottom of this, but I'm not going to make any suppositions on what happened right now. But I didn't sleep much last night going through every scenario, and just none of them made sense. So we'll wait on them to see what happens. We good, guys? Thanks for coming.